Please welcome the class of 2011. You may now be seated. My name is Jack Naramore. I'm class of 78, and I'd like to welcome you to the 2011 Capping Ceremony at Birmingham Southern College. The Capping Ceremony at Birmingham Southern marks the student transition from student to graduate and from graduate to alumnus and alumna of Birmingham Southern College. The mortarboard, a vestige of the medieval scholar's costume, is an important symbol in academic life. The term mortarboard for these hats first appeared in the mid-19th century and comes from the resemblance of the hat to the small square board or metal plate on which a bricklayer carries mortar. In the capping ceremony, each candidate for the degree receives his or her cap as a mark of both significant academic achievement and of a lifelong commitment to the love of learning. Capping is a ceremony of celebration for graduates and for their families and friends. Now I'd like to introduce Hunter Pugh, class of 2011, to give the invocation.
Would you please bow your heads with me? Gracious God of all people, we give you thanks for this day in which we come before you to celebrate in the act of capping, a mark of academic achievement symbolizing a dedication to the pursuit of knowledge. We give you thanks for each of the individuals represented here in this ceremony, for dedicated faculty, staff, family members, and friends working to encourage and care for students along their journey. We give you thanks for this place, O God, Birmingham Southern College, a place where learning is sacred and the constant motto of Forward Ever moves its graduates on to make this world a better place. It is in this symbolic act of capping that we learn about the power of knowledge, the ability of humans to cultivate their minds and learn how to be a vital part of this world. O gracious God, we ask that you let the words that we hear today inspire our actions so that we seek to make this world a more united place, rooted in goodness, reconciliation, progress, and hope. In the midst of a world where there are many voices crying out, let the wisdom and love that is evident at this place spread and shape this world by the actions and decisions of the graduates of this college. Where there is despair, let us sow hope. Where there is hurt, let us show compassion. Where there is hate, let us show love. Let us be ever aware of how our knowledge and actions can lend themselves to touch another person's life, as we are all interconnected by a single thread. It is with great praise and thanksgiving that we celebrate your holy name, O gracious God. Amen. Now, I would like to introduce Mary Catherine McAnally, class of 2011 and chair of the Senior Gift Committee, who will recognize the contributions of this year's class in the Senior Gift Campaign.
It's my honor to join all of you today as almost alumni of Birmingham Southern College. I had the pleasure of serving as the chair of the Senior Gift Campaign this year. As is typical of our class of overachievers, 42% of our class contributed $9,047.87 to the annual fund and to other areas of BSC, more than any other class in the school's history. Particularly important this year was the students' resolve to earmark funds toward faculty salaries. In what proved to be a trying time for the college, this senior class chose to honor the faculty by designating a large portion of our gifts to the people who have done nothing less than mold and change our lives in 4 short years that have seemed to fly right by. I would like to thank everyone who made their first gift to Birmingham Southern this year, and especially those of you who so generously committed your time and money as members of the Senior Gift Campaign Committee and helped to make this Senior Gift Campaign a success. Would everyone who contributed to the Senior Gift Campaign please stand so that we may recognize you. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to introduce Lee Hope, 2011 graduate and president of the Student Government Association, who will introduce our keynote speaker.
Each year, the seniors at the college are asked to name their favorite professors, and one of those professors is selected to speak at the capping ceremony. This year, seniors recognized Dr. Kathleen Rossman. For the past year, Dr. Rossman has served as Birmingham Southern College as interim provost. Before coming to BSC in 1999, she received her bachelor's degree from Furman University, her master's degree from the University of Colorado at Boulder, and her doctorate degree from the University of Colorado. Her fields of interest are applied microeconomics, environmental economics, non-market valuation, and econometrics. Please help me in welcoming this year's keynote speaker, Dr. Kathleen Rossman, to the stage.
Let me just say, Leor. All right. It's just a wonderful honor, and I'm not at all thrilled to be here. I'm not funny, and I was told that I had 5 to 7 minutes to be funny. So here we go. When you set out on your journey to Ithaca, pray that the road is long, full of adventure, full of knowledge. What is this? This isn't mine. Seriously a problem. I must have a very incomplete perspective. All right, we'll try again. We'll be serious. How about the senior party last night, to begin with? And the student affairs staff who put it on. That was good. Good new tradition. Graduates, I trust that you've told your families about all your many accomplishments at BSC. I'd like to tell them a bit more about what you've been up to. I seem to recall a fleet of lime green bicycles around campus for a while. I think you were a wee bit rough on them. Parents, your kids cannot drive. I have ample evidence. I get the morning security reports about all of the fender benders that happen in our parking lots well after dark. I think all of those folks are in the room with us. Your students have done inappropriate things in their dorm rooms for sure. For example, there was a lakeside suite that was turned into a spring break destination, complete with a swimming pool. Your students have helped move various statues around campus, including a very heavy panther to relocate. They've swum in the lake, which is just truly nasty. They very heartily established a burgeoning feral cat population. I think this idea was first hatched as a plan to torment the not-so-nimble and not-so-quit Bobic. And I expect that there's an awful lot more that even I don't know about that they've been doing. Much has changed while your students have been here. We have a lake. We have a football team. Actually, we've had a few football teams. We have a new football field. We have lacrosse. We had an economic recession. We have a new calf. You had 4 provosts. Well, 2 real provosts and 2 I-provost, as I call them. I think I-provost is much snappier than interim provost. 2 presidents and a general. And I'm sure that things will continue to change. I expect that the Honor Council will add to their possible sanctions, drop and give me 50 next year, and that the campus will look very different because of the generous senior gift that you all have funded, completely replacing all healthy plants on campus, particularly those in bloom, all of them before tomorrow morning, and that those plants will still be here when you come back for your 10th year reunion, thanks to the scholarship support that we've given you the past 4 years. On a personal note, I'd like to thank each of you for helping with preparing for tomorrow's commencement ceremony. In particular, I'd like to thank the SGA for making it possible for us to be outside, which we will be. I might suggest that you wear shoes that are appropriate for slogging through a swamp. High heels won't work well. It will be wet. I'd like to thank Regions Bank for bankrolling a hilltop lake, and to the students before you who paid for a bridge for you to walk over tomorrow. And I'd like to thank the future faculty, staff, and students for paying that debt. But most importantly, I'd like to thank all of you. Hold back on the laughter. I'd like to thank all of you for your guidance in the pronunciation of your names for tomorrow. Parents, you may not know this, but all of your graduating seniors got a nice request form that said turn in your name with pronunciation guidelines so that when I get up there on stage tomorrow, I don't make a total fool of myself. John Andrew Shelton. Let me read. Jahan Andrew Shelton. Ryan Lee Melvin was no more helpful. Claire Ward Hubbs didn't need help. Neither did Alexandra Elizabeth Sack. They wrote them up nice, clean, and straight. Charles Carter Crutchfield, and this is where I take a minute to add my own little editorial piece. They can write what they want. I can say what I want. So I'm going to edit that one to be Carter, the student who didn't miss a single class in his 4 years at Birmingham Southern Crutchfield. If anybody else can say that as a senior, stand up. Did not miss a single class while you were here. Who? Yes. Here's one of my favorites, Mary Catherine Foster. Mary, like the saint. Catherine, like the Russian empress. And Foster, like a foster child. All I can say is thank you to Kelly Rushanelsky for giving me something to work with. All right, so here we go. Let's liven up tomorrow a little bit. This is really a joke. And you turn in nicknames, but the nickname has to be a name that when I read it out, all of the other graduates know who it's referring to. So here are some examples, just some suggestions of where you might start. Truman. SGA Prez, but that only narrows it down to 2. So we might have to precede that one with where does apathy come from? Cha-Cha Wiggly. Chubbs Hubs. Governor Masterson, as though we didn't know. Kether Leatherberry. K-Far. Kennedy Hare. See, some people know. Steffi Joe. Biscuit Marchman. One of my favorites. General Susan Hagen, also known as Button, or if you're on really good terms with her, try Susie B. Dancer John. Ryan the Red. Dudley Long, not the real one. Oompa Loompa. And if that's not working for you, try the man behind the tan. This could be fun. All right. Finish up with a little bit of advice. First, to the parents. Your son or daughter has successfully completed a very rigorous academic program, has learned a great deal, and has proven that he or she is ready for the next challenge. Celebrate this and then ease up. These young folks are entering one of the tightest and most competitive job markets in generations. They don't need to rush life. Some of us, me included, need to take our time and find our stride. My folks weren't especially pleased when my first job out of college, and they paid full fare for a pricey liberal arts college, that my first job was making pizza. So give your daughter or your son some time to develop, to find their stride, and ease up some. And graduates, you can pay me for that later. My advice to graduates, location, location, location. If you're going to make pizza next year, do it right. I chose to make pizzas on the top of Peak 8 at Breckenridge, Colorado. Minimum wage and a free ski pass. My advice to you is to venture out, explore, find some new terrain, go someplace that you haven't dreamed of going to yet, and it may be making pizza, but explore and have some fun. Most of all, wherever you go, be sure to check back in with us from time to time. We love to hear from you, whether it's next year, 5 years down the road, 25 years down the road. So cheers to the class of 2011.
Well, Dr. Rossman, I don't know who told you that you weren't funny, but that's kind of a hard act to follow. I'm Karen Carroll. I am the Interim Vice President of Institutional Advancement, and I'm an 87 graduate of Birmingham Southern. And in plain speak, what institutional advancement is that we are home to the Office of Alumni Affairs, and we handle all of the fundraising outreach for the college. So whereas for the last 4 years you've been in the hands of admissions and student affairs, now after tomorrow you become part of our family, the alumni family, and it's our job to take care of you and to make sure that you maintain your connections to Birmingham Southern. Now, capping is an important part of that transition. It's from student to alum, and that's why we in Institutional Advancement are hosting you today, and you probably, of course, over the course of your time here have gotten to know some of the people in our office, and they certainly were the ones who were sort of acting like traffic cop and ushers today. Hosting also means that we have the honor, and I'm going to be honest, and Dr. Rossman already alluded to this, the pleasure and the challenge of reading your names. And you too provided me and Jack Nairmore, my partner in crime, with cards with phonetic spellings of your names. Now, after 4 years of hard work here, you deserve to have your names read correctly, don't you? Parents, after 4 years of paying for Birmingham Southern, you deserve to have your child's name read correctly, and we're going to do the best we can. But I promise you, we're probably going to get a few wrong because, as Dr. Rossman alluded to, some of you weren't as helpful as you could have been with the phonetic spellings. So if we do get it wrong, this is the fun part, I promise you. Well, it might not be as fun as the party was last night, but this is a lot more casual than it's going to be tomorrow. And, you know, there are going to be people who maybe don't cap correctly or caps fall off, or maybe we're going to misread a few names. And we just kind of go with the flow. And if Jack and I get it wrong, you just shout out how we should have read it, and we'll be happy to correct ourselves. But anyway, I hope that I always find this ceremony to be really special because it's an opportunity for you as soon-to-be graduates to share the stage with somebody who obviously is really special and important to you. And I think that that's really kind of neat. So, ushers, now will you please present the first row of candidates? Jack, I'm going to ask you to join me at the podium. This is going to be a tag team for us. And I'm just going to give you a few instructions and ground rules, so listen carefully. First of all, we're going to ask that you hold your enthusiastic applause until each row has been completed. Y'all just come on up. And we're going to give you some stage direction here about how to actually do a capping. And you'll see your marks. Those of you who are theater majors will see for sure where your marks here are on stage. And we're going to give you a live demonstration. And Hunter, I think you're all the way on the other end, but you're going to be the test case. So I hope that you and your father are ready and have been practicing hard because, you know, you're setting the standard here. So what will happen is the candidate, in this case Hunter, will bend his knees so that the capper can see the top of the candidate's head. The capper will then place the cap on the graduate's head by first securing the front in place on the forehead and then on the back of the head. How you doing down there?
It's coming.
Okay. And the forehead, let's remember, should be partly visible. Got it? The tassel should remain on the right side of the cap until tomorrow when your degree is conferred, and then you can move it around to the left. Okay, and then after everyone in the row has been capped, you're going to exit the stage together. And the exit is pretty simple. The last who entered shall be the first on the way back, so you'll enter in the way that you came. Okay? So are you ready? Well, we're not going to make y'all do it again, but I want you to know that that was Evan Hunter Pugh, who was being capped by his father, Glenn Pugh. Okay, next we have Lee Hof. This one's going to be a little bit harder. He's being capped by his grandmother, Ann Hof. And Lee, we need you to bend way, way down. You got it. Excellent job. And I think we have John McGinnis next. And John is being capped. You can always count on John, right? Is being capped by Sharon Dollar. He calls his mom and his friend. Great job. And next we have Charles Harris Manouche being capped by his grandfather, Arthur Charles Conyers Jr. Come on, Charles, help him out. So you can see this won't go according to plan. We just do the best we can. Great job. Next, we have Cedric Evans being capped by his mother, Dea Evans. Excellent. And we have Caitlin Rose Nobles being capped by one of her professors, Anna Ledvina. Okay, thank you very much. Great job.
Okay, we're all up. Okay, first we have Elise Montrell being capped by her mother, Elizabeth. Excellent job. All right, this one's easy. Gary Fuller Jr. being capped by his father, Gary Fuller. Next is Catherine Dan being capped by Michael Flowers, a member of the faculty.
David.
Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like, I apologize. Catherine David being capped by Michael Flowers. Liz Wingert being capped by Michael Flowers also.
We hope y'all are going to remember your professor in your Academy Award speeches, right? Since he's capping both of you.
Next is William Kleist being capped by Alan Litzy, a professor at Birmingham Southern. Okay, Jordan Crenshaw being capped by Alan Lindsay, her advisor. All right. Daly Henning being capped by her grandmother and an alum, Mary Catherine Henning.
Great. Mary Catherine Foster, being capped by her sister Laura Foster. William Aaron Hyder, being capped by his father, William Harvey Hyder. Jennifer Young, being capped by Laura Heacock, her sister. Candace Burns, capped by Tony Ford, her father. She knows how to really kneel there. That's a great job. Kenan LaPark, being capped by his mother, Miriam Isker. Andrew Stein, being capped by his mother, Monica Stein. Excellent job. You must be Sherry's nephew. I can see it. Yes. Congratulations.
Okay. We have Margaret Johnson being capped by her brother, Ben Johnson. Good. Mary Avant being capped by Grady Avant, her brother. Tyler Reed Marsh being capped by Donald Marsh, his father.
Tell me.
Kylie Dilgard being capped by Linda Dilgard, her mother. Rebecca Paul being capped by Ruth Atkinson, her mother. Alexandra Middleton being capped by Stan Middleton, her dad. Clay Iceman Jones, I don't know where that came from, being capped by his mom, Dawn Hoffman.
Jack, I've already been told we've got to speed it up, so
Okay. Bill.
we want this done before graduation tomorrow. So y'all run fast. Carter McLean being capped by Preston Goldfarb, who is Carter's soccer coach, of course. Shakar Hovan being capped by his father, Ronnie. Did I get that correctly? My first really tough one. John Andrew Shelton being capped by his mother, Kathy Shelton. Keandra Simmons being capped by Akeem Simmons' father. Taylor Bryan is being capped by her mother, Tammy Bryant. There you go. And Hannah Ellington being capped by her mother, Megan Ellington.
We're missing an X here. Charles C. Wigley, being capped by Kent Anderson, Professor. William Skinner, being capped by Jody Sparks, his mom. Clay All-World pitcher Malcolm, being capped by his father, Scott Malcolm. This one's good. Brooks Webb, it says, sounds like Webb, being capped by Courtney Webb, his mother. Paige Fernberg, being capped by Jamie Fernberg, his father. Annice Freeman, being capped by Rick Freeman, her daddy.
Henry Gibson, being capped by his mother, Luann Hodges. Evan Jones, being capped by his mother, Karen Jones. Christina Gillespie is being capped by a professor, Dr. Ed Brands. Ariana Soleil Jackson is being capped by her grandmother, Rose Harris. Ariana! And you have an enthusiastic fan. Megan Morales is being capped by her mother, Mary Morales. Brooklyn Peterson, capped by her father, Keith Peterson. Sarah Jameson Johnston, who so very nicely spelled that out for me, is being capped by her big brother, Jerry Mack Johnston III. Thank y'all.
All right, first is Jordan Jackson, being capped by Amy Jackson, her mother. Great. Grace Kuletsky, being capped by Megan Kuletsky, her sister. Good job. Gaines Yielding, being capped by Foster Yielding, his father. Elizabeth Pierce Qualls, being capped by Kimberly Pierce Qualls, her mom. Abby Compton, being capped by Bill Compton, her father. Ladarius Woods, being capped by Jan Walker, his mother. And Hannah Holland, being capped by Fabian Holland, her mother.
Jessica Woods, capped by her father, Andrew Woods. Marion Bradshaw, being capped by her father, David Bradshaw. Marie Sloan, being capped by Mary Bradshaw. Zachary Lane Geis, capped by his mother, Marcia Geis. Tara Christensen, capped by her mother, Diana Christensen. Jamie Key is being capped by her best friend, Courtney Williams. Clearly, you've gotten into a lot of trouble together over the years. I can see that. Great job. Still giggling all the way off the stage.
Okay, we have Sophia Butt being capped by her father, Mansour. Rachel Lewis, capped by Christopher Lewis, her brother and BSC graduate. Merritt Lane Milam, capped by Allison Milam Cheka, sister. Jeremy Jones, being capped by his mother, Stephanie Jones. Evelyn Latrice Holman, being capped by Clifford Ricks, father. Jacob Connor, being capped by George Connor, father. Sorry about that pronunciation.
Sandra Graven is being capped by her aunt, Sharon Gifford. Caitlin Wilson is being capped by her sister, Olivia Looney. Haley Meredith Jones is being capped by her mother, Kay Jones. Brooke, like the stream hand, is being capped by Penny, like the coin aunt. Williamson. Penny Williamson, her aunt. Stephanie Jo Gossett is being capped by her mother, Karen Gossett. Krista Smith is being capped by her mother, Janet Smith. Thank you.
right, Carter Crutchfield, being capped by his father, Bob Crutchfield. Good. Ashley Moore, being capped by her father, Alan Moore. Mary Beth Pickney, being capped by Lou Pickney, her brother. Anna Maureen Carroll, being capped by her father, Frank Carroll. Jennifer Shurek, being capped by Sean Shurek, her brother and best friend. I think it was always
Brothers
girls
always
involved.
torment, always.
Mary Catherine Holtberg, also known as KK, being capped by her mother, Lauren Pearson. Wilson Brummel, being capped by his mother, Kay Brummel.
Patrick Reed is being capped by his father, Charles Reed. Cody Overall, capped by his mother, Joanne Overall. Stefan Collier Neely is being capped by his father, Dr. Philip Neely. All right, Robert, you didn't really help me out here. Robert Kadish? Robert Kadish? Okay. He's being capped by his mother, Inga Kadish. Katie Sack is being capped by her coach, Lars Porter. And Alyssa Briggs is being capped by her father, Paul Briggs. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, Ryan Melvin, being capped by Dr. Mark Rupright, professor of physics, and, quote, the reason I'm a physics major. Trace Cooper, capped by Stephen Kraft, uncle and BSC alum. Megan Robbins, capped by her mother, Rosalind Robbins. Michael Patrick Fitzgerald II, being capped by, I think I messed that up. Michael Patrick Fitzgerald II, being capped by Deborah Fitzgerald, his mother. Kristen Farr, being capped by Kathy Farr, her mother. Caroline Couch, being capped by Ann Couch Burke, her mother. Patrick Carl Thomas, being capped by Tony Thomas, his father.
Morgan Elise Eads, being capped by her father, Philip. Jordan Elizabeth Whetstone, being capped by Professor Dr. Robert Slaughter. Shelley Tucker, being capped by Professor Kevin Shook. Marianne Williamson, capped by her mother, Cindy Williamson. Got it? William Quentin Gurley III, being capped by his father, William Quentin Gurley Jr. Claire Hubbs, capped by her mother, Pat Hubbs. Y'all are really getting good at this.
Okay, Benjamin Odendahl, being capped by Lynn Hopkins, his grandmother. Richard Tall, being capped by Shinti Bautista, his mother. We're both part of the Tall family. Brittany Cooper, being capped by Lynette Cooper, her mom. Grace Sweeney, capped by Jan Sweeney, her mother. Brittany McCord, being capped by Kenneth McCord, her father. Avni Patel, being capped by Rupa Patel, her mother. Walter Arrington, being capped by Shalita, his mother. Star running back, I do believe.
Kristen Leonard is being capped by her father, David Leonard. Mark Burrows, capped by his father, John Burrows. David Brown is being capped by his father, Dr. Stephen Brown. Melissa Revis is being capped by her grandfather, Everett Turnbow. Corey Martha Rayleigh Decker is being capped by her father, Charles Decker, who's class of 1982, Birmingham Southern. Ellen Sibley is being capped by her father, Doug Sibley. Thank you. How's everybody doing out there? Anybody getting nervous about their turn? No reason to be nervous, I promise.
Wes George, being capped by his brother, Philip George. Rob Neesmith, being capped by Dalton Neesmith, his father. Holland Bauer, being capped by his mother, Lee Schaefer. Sorry. I should start looking. Shall I say that again? Holland Bauer being capped by her mother, Lee Schaefer. Colin McCormick being capped by William McCormick, his father. Helen Foster Marchman being capped by Elizabeth Marchman, her mother. And Will Breland being capped by Hazel Breland, grandmother.
Sam Hill, being capped by his mother, Jan Hill. Brian Higginbotham, capped by his father, Darrell Higginbotham. Alexander Goodsill, being capped by his mother, Jeannie Goodsill. Lauren Linsky is being capped by her mother, Barbara Linsky. Emily Yarbrough Moore is being capped by her grandmother, Georgetta Burke. Sarah Carper is being capped by her friend, Susan Sibley. Thank y'all.
If there are any more baseball players on that side, you need to move to this side because I know y'all's names, so it helps a lot. It makes it easy.
Are you suggesting I don't know the baseball players' names?
No, not exactly. Okay, Cameron Terry, being capped by his father, Cam Terry. Great. David Hunter Jr., being capped by his father, David Hunter Sr. Davis Clark, being capped by his father, Foster Clark. Blake Harper, being capped by Tracy Harper, his mother. Traylon Devin Johnson, being capped by Darrell Johnson, his father.
You got it.
Chris Mock, being capped by Jean Ann Mock, his mother. Whit Brown, being capped by Mike Brown, class of 91, father.
Lindsay Brigham is being capped by Father Terry Brigham. Kristen Poole is being capped by her mother, Lee Poole. It's all those cords that got in the way there. Tiffany Escalante D is being capped by Father Dr. Ricky D. Daniel, you're going to have to forgive me if I don't say your middle name. I tried. Daniel Asula is being capped by Father Claude Asula. Tyler Bird, capped by Mother Jennifer Perkins. Lauren Michelle or Michael? Sorry, Lauren Michael Sellers, being capped by Father David Sellers. Christine Denning, being capped by her mother, Vicki Denning. Congratulations.
Before I start, I have to tell you that Bob Glenn has told me not to mess this one up, too. Marie J. Hunt, capped by Father James Hunt. Eugenia Milroy Boozer, capped by her father William Boozer. Alexandra Austin, capped by her mother Carla Sims. Philip Rogers, capped by his mother Phyllis Rogers. Mary Catherine McAnally, capped by Parker McAnally, younger brother. Catherine Glenn, capped by her father, Bob Glenn.
Your hair looks great.
You meant hers, not Bob's, right? Okay, Victoria Ames, capped by Aaron Ames, her brother.
John Bayhackle, being capped by his sister, Amanda. Catherine Pierce is being capped by her former teacher, Marty Johnson. Elizabeth Walker, capped by her brother, Gordon Walker. David Matthew Graham, being capped by his father, Michael James Graham. James David Carroll is being capped by his mother, Sandra Carroll. I should know how to pronounce that one. That's my last name. Couldn't get that wrong. Frederick Sherman Owens III, capped by his mother, Denise Owens. Jesse Calvert is being capped by Yana Calvert.
Jana.
Jana? Okay, back to phonetic school for me. Thank you. Look like Yana to me.
All right, if I mess up this last name, correct me. William Carmichael Herbert, capped by his grandmother, Nancy Peterson Hearn. Right. Rebecca Lynn Terry, capped by her mother, Connie Terry. Carry On Neal, capped by his brother, Christian Neal. That's the best job today. Spence Dabbs, capped by his grandfather, Ed Dabbs. Patrick Martin, capped by his mother, Angela Martin. Ben Lilly, capped by his mama, Linda Lilly. Benjamin Tracy, capped by Cindy Tracy, his mother.
Allison Almeida, being capped by her mother, Deborah Almeida. Isaiah Thomas Doty, being capped by his mother, Tammy Doty. Michael Barron, being capped by his uncle, Charles Pete McCarn. Thomas Albert Swain, capped by his mother, Anne Swain. William Temple, capped by his father, Edwin Temple. Caitlin Hodges, capped by her father, Mark Hodges. You ready? Kennel Philip Brown III, capped by his mother, Dr. Jill Gregg Brown. Congratulations.
Okay. That's okay. I'm the one that was confused. Jacob Coley, capped by his father, Mike Coley. Keenan Bales, capped by his father, Lance Bales. Caitlin Rourke, capped by her father, Bill Rourke. Chris Tidwell, capped by his father, Mark Tidwell. Jacinta McLean, capped by her father, Herman McLean.
Philip Bryson Ewer Jr. is being capped by his father, Philip Bryson Ewer Sr. Hampton Honeycutt, capped by his mother, Linda Honeycutt. Angie Stevens is being capped by her cousin, Taylor Stevens. Haley Ray Fletcher is being capped by her grandma, Joanne Lebus. Is that right? Richard Vance is being capped by his mother, Mee Young Vance. And Paul Williams is being capped by his mother, Jan Williams. Congratulations.
Michael Patrick O'Brien, capped by his mother, Jan O'Brien. Ashley Brianna Cook, capped by her mother, Kathy Cook. Travis Sanders, capped by his mother, Deborah Sanders. Corey Coleman, capped by his mother, Julie Coleman. Margaret Nell Krebs, capped by Wes Douglas, her fiance. And Riley Mitchell, capped by his father, Hugh Mitchell. Hugh Mitchell.
Garrick Hoffman, capped by his mother, Wendy Ten Ike. Marissa Halpern, capped by her mother, Barbara Halpern. Crystal Keith Mahaffey, capped by her father, James Mahaffey. Bradley Pascal, capped by father, Vic Pascal. Brandon Ricco is being capped by his dad, James Ricco. Amanda Catherine Jurgen, capped by mother, Lee Haddock. Okay, Cody Addison Creature Swan.
Creator.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem.
Creator Swan, like the bird, is being capped by father Daniel Swan Jr. Creature Swan just seemed to have a ring to it. I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
Okay. Ani Masirian Deal, capped by her father, Stuart Deal. Alexander Michael Masterson, capped by Faith Piper Reneker, class of '09 and fiance. Sarah Catherine Masters, capped by Candy Palisos Masters, mother. And I'm reading this the way it says. Robert Gannon the Cannon Love. Capped by Dr. Rick Love, father and cannon operator. Adam Condre, capped by his father, James Condre. Ashley Rose Ray, capped by Christina Ray Saab, mother.